All right. All right. Welcome back to the boys at 161st Street. Oh, wait. All right, now we're recording. All right, welcome back to the boys at 161st Street, episode 112. We're officially about a week into the season, huh, boys? Damon, perk up here, huh?
I'm ready to go. What are you talking about?
It's 12 o'clock at night. This is just, getting after it. So, with me, Kev, Damon just came back from Yankee Stadium. The Yankees got the dub against the Orioles. So, let's get into it. It's a big week of baseball. Let's talk about it. We last talked to you guys the night after opening day, so there's quite a bit to talk about. We're trying not to overreact to things, but it is what it is. So let's talk about it. How we doing, boys? Right now, before we get into it, to be professional about this, tonight you got myself, Luke, Chandler, Damon, and Kev. So for those of you asking about a professional show, now you have the intro right there. There we go. So how are we doing?
So we're not doing the song thing in between now.
That comes in after.
Oh,
there we go. That's it. That's
Kev's
the ticket.
back.
Welcome, Kev.
So
yeah, but I mean, we had some baseball played over the weekend. Won a game, lost a game, won a game. Things could be better. Things could be worse.
That's the show.
But I feel like a lot of people are overreacting for like the first couple of games.
100%.
But I feel like this is a common trend with Yankee Land because we expect perfection a lot of times during the season, especially in the beginning of the season, because now is like the first time and like the one of two times where everyone pays attention. It's the beginning of the season, the end of the season where everyone's paying attention. And
everyone and their mother, yeah.
Everyone and their mother, right? So it's like the first one or two games, everyone is paying attention and everyone's such a critic. And everyone thinks they know the best. So when you lose two games out of what if the four games
First
we
three.
played, what if 3 games we played already? Everyone's fucking freaking out. Like give them a break. It's been 2 games. It's been a couple games. Let's ride it out and let's not freak out.
One thing I did want to bring up though is that those fans that you're talking about and those fans that are freaking out are the same fans that the first game too, which we didn't bring up on the first episode. Chandler wanted to bring this up, is that they were booing Stanton, and we just went to the stadium tonight. And this is what Monday night when we're listening. My birthday, so if you haven't DM'd us yet about my birthday, then go fuck yourself. But,
oh my god!
Okay.
You better say happy
No,
birthday.
okay. But yeah, the same fans did it again. People are
Say today's your birthday.
Yesterday. It's over. You're late. You're the worst.
I agree, but
you're the worst for many other reasons, but also for this.
I'll get it next
The
year.
Yankee fans are booing Stanton, and they did it opening day when he struck out. Granted, he did go 0 for like 11 to start the season. Is that a reason to boo a player? No.
Well, they were booing him after
Absolutely
his first strikeout in the
Exactly.
first at bat.
Okay. So they were booing him after that. So that everything that they did from beyond that point lost merit because they already did it to start the season when he was 0 for 4, whatever it was, one day. So tonight they also did it. They booed him after his first strikeout or something like that. I got pissed too because I like Stanton. Kev maybe not as much, but not as much as I do. But he still got mad because he's not a fair weather fan. And then Stanton hits a grand slam tonight. So where are those people at now? I guarantee they don't boo him next time. So it's just crazy how quickly something like that. And it's funny, before we move on past the Stanton grand slam, me and Kev now have a thing.
Yeah, we do.
We've had this thing going, Chandler, that it has been...
I mean, we didn't even know what was going until it happened.
No, we had a thing before. No, you had a thing. You had a thing that was Gary Sanchez home runs whenever you go to a game. And that streak has been on again, off again. But this one, we're looking for a new one. And I remembered last time that I was at a game with Kev, Stanton hit a grand slam. And I was like, I looked at him trying to look for one of those new things to happen, like those new lucky things.
You can't look for them. They just have to
No. They kind of happen. But I was remembering.
It also just so
but the
happened
situation set it up itself that Stanton was in a bases loaded spot. And I said, Kev, wait, remember when Stanton hit that grand slam when I was with you at that game? Maybe that's our new thing. immediately after that, Stanton hit the grand slam, and then we started jumping for joy and just prancing around like just fairies, and it was.
And this is like 2018 Stanton, like
different
this is
Stanton.
2018 before Michael Kay said you were in your pinstripe, Stanton. He hit that grand slam. So, and then Rel looked at me and he was like, "Well, you have that whole Gary streak," and I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Well, if Stanton hits a grand slam right here, this is a Stanton streak." And I was like, "Yeah, it might be." Not thinking that there was any way that he was actually going to hit a grand slam. Then he hit a ball 5,000 feet, and he hit a grand slam. But
how far did that actually go?
471.
Felt like it was
Pretty far.
585.
I feel like
It was
any home
very
run he
far.
hits over 450, he should revert back to Mike Stanton for that home run, for that call.
I know. I saw that. I saw you said, "Welcome back, Mike Stanton." I love that, Chandler.
So we actually moved from we were in the bleachers 202, and you get a better view from center field. You know the center field bar.
Are you asking me?
Talking to you.
Yeah.
The center field bar. I know you're from not
Like
here,
standing room.
but
I've
Like
still
standing
been to
room.
a game before.
yeah. So the standing room MasterCard bar in center field. So we moved to there because you got a great view, and we actually can see the strike zone from there because we were calling strikes and balls before. You can't see shit. So we went.
I'm sure
to
you were
center
doing a
field.
bang up job of it.
Horrible
Terrible.
job. So yeah, we were in center field looking at the strikes and balls. And it was just a better view out there. So we were out there and we were doing a bang up job, as you were saying, Chandler. But we moved there and that standing grand slam looked like it was coming straight for us. And
Did you
that's
catch it?
And we were talking before any home runs were hit there, how far it would actually have to be to hit us in center field. That'd have to be like
So if Stanton's was
600.
471 and that shit was launched,
That was 600.
yeah, it's like
It would
580
get
to
to it very
600.
far.
Yeah, it's like 5, and it's dead center too.
It's possible.
That's 600 feet, dude.
It's far. But just to touch on what we were talking about before, like that, the booing thing. Like, I've never been one that's been big on Stanton's side because Stanton looks like he is a lost baseball player when he's in the box, like 90% of the time. Yeah, he hits some home runs, but like, I hate that Stanton is so home run or bust. But I'm never gonna boo the guy. Like,
I'm never going to boo at any person on the Yankees.
Yeah, and what I said to Rella today was like, if this is Chris Carter, like, yeah, if Chris Carter's striking out for the 19th time in 7 games, I might boo. But like, why are you gonna just go boo him and then he hits a home run? Everybody who was booing him before forgets that they were even booing him. Like, I'm not even a Stanton enthusiast, and I'm not gonna boo.
So,
I mean, put it this way, people are just looking for reasons to boo. It
They
sucks.
are, yeah.
Look at this. Like,
First time back.
we were at the game today, and Judge had a single, a home run today,
Yeah,
and
he struck out.
he
with
struck
bases
out
loaded.
base loaded, and people booed him off the field.
right before Stanton hit the grand slam too.
Like, why are you booing? Like, why are you booing this guy?
And the same people that are going to boo him when he strikes out are the same people in right field that are going to ask him to throw the ball to him
like you
an inning later.
you've
funny.
done more than enough today already. Home run, single, produced, defense, like whatever.
Especially
that may
against the
be.
Orioles.
the home
And-
run got the bats going. Everybody else was shit in the
Yeah,
bed
yeah.
again.
It
It
was the
looked
first one
like
of
we
the
were off to
game.
another lazy start.
You're talking about
And then
Judge?
here he
Yeah.
comes. Yeah. And then he comes in, breaks the scoreless thing. But kind of what you guys were talking about, it's the oh fuck, I just lost my train of thought.
like mid-sentence.
Well,
you were
never
just
mind.
you-
I
thought
did.
you
It
were
was
on a roll.
something about
Yo, you
I
were
was on a
like,
roll.
you were literally just like
I was
talking.
really into it, and I just totally spaced.
You had a
I'll
point.
let you know if I think of it. I
So,
did have a point.
What I was saying about Judge got it going, and I feel like Judge. I said that when he got that home run, Judge needed that, and not as much as Stanton needed. Stanton needed that so much, and you know what? I feel like the MO of this beginning of the season is a lot of these players have a lot to prove.
I got it
And
back.
A lot of these players, like Gary, has been playing well. I don't know if he didn't really do that well tonight, but it's okay. He had 2 great games, and I'm not gonna hold him to that. Like, he had 2 good games, and he's 2 of 4 now playing well. Judge has a home run now, and Stanton has the grand slam. I don't care if you go 0 for 11. Long story short, if you have a slow start to the season, it is a 162 game season.
But it's
And
even
that-
too
and that-
early to
that
say that
translates
somebody's
to
having a slow
everybody.
start.
That translates to everybody. It's not a slow start, like you
It's
said.
like too early to
It's
say that.
just you didn't get it going yet. That it's not a slow start. It's just like
I got my
we
train of
started-
thought back.
I don't know. It's just like, you got time to figure it out. I'm not worried about anybody on this team yet. Are you worried about, better question. Are you worried about anybody on this team?
All right, we're gonna address that, but my man Chandler just figured out what he was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say.
figured I was gonna say you just fucking.
What's up? What's up?
Okay,
just
all right.
Figured it
So
out the first time.
there's one thing I agree, but it's late, and you know that. One thing. There's a difference between overreacting and being upset about the same shit. Like you can overreact and be like, yeah, whatever, he sucks or he's amazing, but I feel like it's completely logical to be upset at the runners in scoring position issues, the strikeout issues, shit like that. I don't think that's overreacting because we've seen it for 4 straight fucking years.
Yeah, for sure.
So that I'm okay with, but it goes both ways. Gary Sanchez hitting a home run, and people be like, "Oh, come back, Torzon!" Like, pump the brakes a little bit. Or Stanton striking out one time, you're like, "This guy's the fucking worst." Pump the brakes a little bit. That's an overreaction. Getting pissed off about the other stuff, fair.
Yeah, and like with this team, it's like, and that's like half the thing about playing in New York, and you have to realize that. And even as a fan, like I was literally saying to them when we were in the stadium today, I love these fair weather diehard fans because it's literally what it is. It's like, it's a fan base where if you're doing good, we love you, but the second you do something wrong, we're gonna boo you. Like I love the way that everybody gets so into it. Like Stanton hit that grand slam. We're going up to people who we've never seen in our lives, in COVID, like mask on, hugging people. Like I don't even know them. Damon looked like he just won $1 million. Like he's running around the stadium, and we're just all jumping up and down for joy. But those same fans are the ones that are booing Stanton in the inning earlier, which is like that's what they have to deal with. But like when you see this shit, it's like today I looked at the Yankees lineup. I'm going to the game. I'm in the car on the way up to Rel's apartment, and it says Hicks in the 3-hole again. And I see all the comments are like, "Why the hell is Hicks in the 3-hole? God damn it, I hate Hicks." Somebody said, "Hopefully if he does bad again this game, he gets moved down the lineup." Somebody replied and said...
You said something.
Somebody said, he either gets moved down the lineup or even better, he gets DFA'd. Like, we're going to designate it
For assignment.
We're going to fucking designate for assignment Hicks.
Assignment is what that is. And
we're going to release him. We're going to release Hicks.
Where'd you see that on Twitter?
Yeah, I was actually like genuinely laughing at the comments because it's like some people are like, everybody's doing bad. What are we getting mad at Hicks for? Somebody's like, I hope he gets DFA'd. Fuck Hicks. Like, it's literally been 3 games. Yeah, he had 1 hit in 3 games. Sure.
All right. So aside from the random nonsense Yankee fans that are on Twitter, let's actually talk about that Hicks 3-hole thing because that was a big thing coming into the season, and now that we've got a little bit of a taste of it, I don't want to overreact to it, and I'm still not going to. But what are our current thoughts on it, Chandler? What do you think about that?
So far, I mean, not to overreact, I didn't love it going into the season just because I feel like a 3-hole hitter. Ideally, LeMahieu, he's going to get his little 3-4 hole base hit, and then you have Judge, who's either going to double home run. I mean, he's actually a decent average hitter too. So ideally, your 3-hole hitter, you've got 2 people on, and you have Hicks, who's either going to walk, which is going to load the bases for Stanton, who's home run or bust, or he's going to strike out, or he's going to hit a weak pop-up or something like that. I feel like Hicks doesn't consistently drive the ball hard enough to hit in the 3-hole on this team. I mean, is he a 3-hole hitter on the Orioles? Absolutely. Is he a 3-hole hitter on a bunch of teams? Yeah, but not on this team. I'd rather see somebody that puts the ball and play hard more than he does. He has good assets. He gets on base, and that's super valuable, but not for a guy that's got the table set for him.
You mentioned Hicks being a 3-hole and like the Orioles and other teams like that, the Royals, the Pirates, whatever, all those other shittier teams. Yes, he would be actually the performance 3-hole hitter. He would be the best player to play. He would be the 3-hitter because of how good he is. In those senses, he's a 3-hole on our team because of circumstance and because he's the only lefty per se, because he's a switch hitter on this team. And that's just been the way the Yankees have been. They care a lot about the righty-lefty. Honestly, if I was the coach, I know the analytics prove that lefty-righty matters, but when you got a righty that is, Giancarlo Stanton or Aaron Judge or Gleyber Torres and all these guys, Luke Voigt, I'll take my odds with the righty, and a lot of the numbers prove that some. I mean, I've said this last season when some players, when they did the pinch hit with Talkman over Clint in that playoff game, was nonsense to me because Clint's numbers against righties are actually better. So if you're looking at analytics, what are you actually looking at? So a lot of the things are kind of nonsense to me because it would make sense if all of the analytics proved to be correct, and that's what they're looking at. But sometimes the numbers don't even add up. So that's why I don't even see why the lefty righty is so important to them. Especially when you have such great pure hitters in the team, I feel like that isn't as big. I know it's a disadvantage, but
It's not even that, though.
I don't know.
It's not even that. It's like we have in our fully healthy lineup, we have one switch hitter and no lefties. So why does it matter where we're putting lefty?
Exactly.
It makes no fucking difference.
It's not going to change the pitcher that they put in or the reliever that comes in is he's going to face less people. He's still going to. You think they're going to be like, oh, wait, we're not going to put that lefty in because he's got to face that one lefty. He's going to eat that one lefty up or face him and get a hit, whatever it may be in their eyes, and then he's going to keep trying to mow through the rest of them. It's not going to change the game plan if there's one. If it's mixed perfectly, yeah, then we're talking. That's game planning. That's what you do in MLB The Show and all that stuff and whatever it may be. But 3-batter minimum rules, too, throws a whole wrench in the plan. But I've never been one to care a lot about the lefty-righty, especially, like I said, when you have a team that is so fucking good anyway that these hitters can hit. They can hit either side. I know Stanton's numbers are disgusting against lefties, and there's some people that are very, very, very significantly better on another side, but, I mean, come on now. This team, they may all be righties, but they're damn good at hitting lefties or righties.
Yeah, and And
I have something that we could kind of to counteract that. And I mean, because I'm just looking at today's lineup. Like, so behind Hicks, assuming, okay, so Judge, LeMahieu, whatever happens there, either whether they get on base or not, Hicks's whole goal is to get on base, right? And so what that's going to do, behind him you have Stanton and then Torres and then Sanchez. So 2 out of your next 3 hitters are huge double play threats. When your whole purpose is to get on base, to get on first base, and have the force with 2 out of 3 guys that can hit into easy double plays. If he's in the 3 hole, you have to do some significant switching around in the 4, 5, 6 spot, in my opinion. That's the only way that works.
Yeah.
Well, I think that just to your point, like I completely agree with that, and because of that reasoning, I don't think that Aaron Hicks really fits in that 3-hole spot because you have LeMahieu who is going to get on base. You have Judge who hopefully gets on base, but is that going to drive and run all the time? Probably not, as he can get out most of the time, right? And you have Hicks getting up, and you want a guy at 3 to really kind of get more hits, right? And like be not only get on base, but actually get a hit and move runners over, because you want to have you want to have opportunities for your cleanup hitter to actually get those RBIs in. That's how a lineup is supposed to be constructed.
A walk only moves a runner over so far, and then a hit moves him over exponentially amount.
But we were watching the game today, and it was, all right, LeMahieu gets a single. Judge walks. All right, now Hicks is up. Like, we were all expecting, okay, if he walks, stands up. Like, we were never expecting, he's going to get a hit. And
he's either passing the baton or getting out.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a production at bat.
A 3-hitter. He's not a 3-hitter.
Yeah, and he's not.
That's it.
But
that's all we need to say.
It seems forced. It seems like a forced 3 hit.
Yeah,
it is forced because he's a lefty technically.
Yeah.
He's a lefty when you need a lefty.
For all intents and purposes. He's the lefty in the lineup.
Well, he's a lefty when you're
there.
in the lineup and you need a lefty. But like the way that the MLB lineup has it's shifted. Like now your best hitter used to go at 3, and your second best hitter used to go at 4. Like you're like think about the Yankees lineup in 2009. It's like A-Rod in the 4-hole.
Yeah.
Because that's the way that the lineup used to be structured. But now it's the guy that gets on base is 1. Your best player hitter on the team is batting 2. And then for every other lineup, it's like, the guy that's going to either drive in a run or move people over is hitting 3. Now it's your third best hitter or a guy you could rely on to get a home run or an extra base hit is going to bat 3. And for us, that's Luke Voigt, but he's not here. And
we actually have good news on him though. He's not gonna be out for very
no,
long.
he won't.
Yeah.
But
That's
still,
nice.
when you look at the Yankees lineup, it's like no matter how you structure this lineup, it's DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Judge, and then a guy who might hit a home run or get a double, a guy who might get a home run or get a double, a guy who might get a home run or get a double. And that's why you put Voigt, Stanton, Glaber in those spots, and then you put Hicks down to like 6.
Yep. That's exactly where I was gonna.
I don't think they're
Yeah,
ever-
that's no.
Okay.
Damon said that to me today.
But we talked
And Hicks
about-
fits so good in that 6th spot. And if we don't try to force that righty-lefty matchup,
Yeah.
you
Gun
put-
to your head, going
put
into
Stanton there.
tomorrow's game, who do you put in the 3-hole? Gun to your head, natural, quick reaction,
Damon,
go.
go.
Clint Frazier.
That's no.
Stanton.
I
said
agree.
Stanton.
No, that's what mine
No,
was.
but
was
Clint Frazier's
Frazier.
not a bad put there
I'm-
either.
I'm-
Yeah, no. I like him
I'm
in the
saying
back end though.
Tomorrow, if you were constructing your lineup and you had to put a 3-hole hitter, I go Clint Frazier too.
I go
But
He's been the
honestly,
best hitter on the team
I'm
so
gonna go
far.
Stanton.
I go
Here's
Stanton.
the thing. Here's the thing.
Because why
that's
not?
not even.
Why not put Stanton and Judge back to back? That's my question. I know you love Clinton. I love Clinton just as much.
That's not the point. That's not the point. I'm not making a biased
But
decision.
he's hitting
right
the
now.
best
I'm
right
not-
now.
He's
Yeah,
putting the
currently
ball
he's
in
hitting the
play.
best, but you don't want to move.
He's putting the
just
ball
because he's
in
the hot hand
play.
doesn't mean you move him that
I'm
far
not.
ahead.
I'm not saying that at all.
I love him at the
just-
back end.
I just not the point. I'm trying to say is
Tell
like
me the point.
what I'm trying to say is that like
It's
we
sigh.
don't want Judge and Stanton, 2 power bats who are gonna mostly be prone to either striking out, hitting a ground ball, or hitting a home run back to back.
That's true.
It's just not productive.
But the reason why I would put them back to back is because of the way you treat a at bat. Because when you pitch to a guy like that, I'm talking like just game plan. When you pitched, you play baseball. You were a pitcher just like I was. When you're facing a batter, an Aaron Judge, right? You are pitching to Aaron Judge now because you know Stan's up next. You are not going to pitch to Aaron Judge if you know Hicks is up next. If Hicks is up next, you can afford to walk Aaron Judge. Who fucking cares? Because you can pitch to Aaron Hicks now. So if you have Giancarlo Stanton up next, you are no longer walking Aaron Judge. You are giving Aaron Judge pitches to hit and also to Giancarlo Stanton.
And then, yeah,
you get
and
more
then-
pitches to hit, and that's why the best place in the MLB, they talk about the prime real estate to have is what Aaron Hicks has right now because he's sandwiched in between Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton because you're going to not pitch to Aaron Judge and you're not pitching to Giancarlo Stanton and if you're going to pick somebody in the lineup to pitch to, it's Aaron Hicks. So that spot in the lineup between the two is prime real estate. They've said it on Cone has said it, Kay has said it.
No, yeah.
And that's
now,
why I'm saying there's no
imagine-
longer prime real estate if you just fucking line up murderers row.
And now imagine if that is you do whatever you're going to do with DJ LeMahieu, who's probably going to get a hit either way. Then you have Aaron Judge and Stan to pitch to back-to-back, and then Gleyber Torres is up next.
There you go. I'm
Like,
saying that's
then
why I'm
there's
saying
no
lefty,
relief.
lefty righty to me doesn't matter that much. I'd rather have just murderers row.
Right.
And you as a pitcher, if you're a lefty pitcher going up against all those guys, and you know it's those guys versus just random righties, I think you're a little bit shook.
I agree,
It's
and I
it's
think
a
that's the way
different
that the
thing.
Yankees lineup
different
would
battle.
be set up. Like, when you're the Yankees and you have the lineup that we do, you could do that. And I think we should. Because there's not that much lefty-righty to really take into consideration when there's 1 or 2 lefties on the team right now.
Yeah, I agree.
And if a left-hander's pitching, there's only 1 lefty.
I'm really not worried about the lefty righty, but I mean, we're wasting our breath honestly talking about it because we know they're gonna keep doing it, and lefty righty is gonna be broken.
Will they,
up.
though? I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've
Aaron Boone said he was open to switching up the lineup
yeah,
today
I
before
don't
the
think
game.
they.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
switching up
think
the lineup may be, Jay Bruce batting 3.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, it was
or
a
Brett Gardner
response.
batting 3.
No, it was a response directly to when somebody asked about Hicks in the 3-hole. So
What was
But
that
like,
today?
it's so it really
yeah,
is
it was
hard.
before the game today.
It's hard to manage our lineup with so much scrutiny because, like, what if Hicks was fucking 4 for 9 right now? Then is
not.
anybody complaining? Yeah, but is anybody complaining about
No,
him being in
But-
3
but
hole?
Probably
here's-
not.
Here's the thing, though. He's never been that guy. So why are we expecting?
No, I know, he's
why,
not.
Why are we?
He's not a
trying
3-hole
to make
hitter.
him become
Yeah.
this
Exactly.
guy?
If Jay
He's not.
Bruce was 4 for 9, I would be cool with him
Yeah.
there, but he's not, and I'm not expecting him to do that.
Like you're
I mean,
saying, I don't think his performance would change our opinions on this because He is a walk hitter, and we've said this before. I would honestly, and I still stand by it. I know DJ's an awesome leadoff hitter. Hicks would fit semi well in the leadoff spot. I don't fully.
Yeah, but if Hicks isn't
You know,
doing
I don't.
what
I
I'm
don't.
doing
Not
the 3
today.
getting pitched to.
Today, I don't feel as strongly about that as I did before the season. Before the season, I was like, oh, maybe we should test that out because Hicks gets the walks, it doesn't move the runners over, but then DJ's always on. He gets the hits, and that moves runners over.
But Hicks doesn't get
because
walked
the
as
ball's
much
in
if he's
play.
in the leadoff hole.
That may be true. I'm just saying,
But we're saying Hicks
I
gets the
no
walks 'cause
longer
where
am
he
on
is.
that page. I'm no longer talking about that as if that's what I want. I'm down for Hicks to be where he belongs. He's a average player. He plays a damn good outfield. He has a damn good arm. He does what he needs to do. He's a switch hitter, which is great, and he could probably be a solid 7 hitter for
But
us.
he's also
that's where
he's
he should
getting
be.
the short end of the stick right now because not to defend him because he is striking out a bunch, but last year he had one of the highest hard hit percentages in the league. They were just going right at people, and his stats last year don't show the way that he was swinging the bat.
He actually had more walks than strikeouts. It was like one of 9 players or something like
No,
that.
I'm saying
So
he's striking out this year.
No. I'm saying last year. Or no, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that his strikeouts for me aren't that much of a concern this year. He just looks lost right now. His timing looks off. They were talking about it the other day too, and you can see it. He's jerky up there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he's doing just looks off. And I don't think that's a player issue. That's like I said, that's just a timing issue. That's whatever. He'll be fine. But even if he is at his peak performance, I still don't want him in the 3 hole.
Me either. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. My biggest thing today was when we all look at Hicks in the 3 hole. There's a reason we all wrote it down to talk about it because none of us like him in the 3 hole.
No.
And none of us are arguing for him in the 3 hole. But it's a lot different than any person who says they're a Yankee fan and looks at his numbers and says, well, why is this guy in the 3 hole? He fucking sucks right now. If it was Stanton in the 3 hole or Voit in the 3 hole and they were hitting this bad, people would still complain about it, but with what basis? The only reason it's fine is because we know that there's better people for the 3 hole.
Yeah, well, also just being the icons of the New York Yankees, like Judge and Stan, they're just easier people to hate on. So they have a very shorter leash.
Yeah.
In terms of Yankee land, giving them
Scrutiny,
criticism and scrutiny. Yeah.
All right.
So fun little thing I saw today. Just kind of wanted to see what you guys thought about it. I saw that Mike Tauchman's been working out at first. How would you feel about maybe working him in, sitting Bruce a little bit? Because Bruce has kind of not been great.
Bruce has
he had the big hit, but it was a
he
jam
did.
shot. They got
Our
lucky
first
on.
game, he got a little
Okay.
poke.
I don't know.
It was
See,
like a
this is-
52 mile an hour exit velo blooper,
Here's-
which it was a little birthday luck. But
is-
I'm just
too early for me to write off Bruce because
I'm not writing him off. I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying, but we were just not us specifically, but the Yankee land was raving about Bruce being the guy. He's batting 350 in the spring. Spring doesn't fucking matter whatsoever. But I'm not here calling for first of all, Voigt's on his way back soon, so this is a temporary problem.
Is he?
Yeah, it said around May. So.
And remember when Judge was supposed to come back in a week?
I know, I get it. We're all fucked up in the head, and we're all
we
whatever.
all have trust issues
But they
now.
tell us that it's May, so I'm gonna assume it's June. So whatever it may be, Voit will be back. We'll win games without him, whatever it is. Are we
He'll
gonna
be
miss,
back
are we
by
gonna,
my
are we gonna miss the
birthday.
playoffs because Voit missed a couple months? No.
No,
So
he'll be back by my
That's
birthday.
why I'm not worried about that.
I'm
So-
born in August.
I'm still
Yeah,
excited
happy
about Bruce,
birthday.
but Bruce is
But
a bench bat. That's
I
what he
was
was
saying
supposed
before,
to do when we
yeah,
brought him on.
I don't think I'm ready to call on Dietrich from the alternative site, whatever they don't have from minor league camp.
I'd rather Dietrich be here to start.
You wanted that from the beginning though.
I did.
So that's not changing. Nothing changed.
No, but
You
I'm
just-
not hating on Bruce. I'm
that's just
agreeing
what you
with what
wanted.
you're saying right now.
Yeah, no, nothing has changed for me that I think. Bruce is just doing his job. He's playing first base, and he's not doing it awesome, but he's not doing it horrible. There's to the point where I want to just call for his job. Nothing. Nobody on the Yankees has been to the point where I'm ready to say, "Hey,
I don't.
It's just
time for you to step out
there's
for a
nobody
second."
that
Even
that.
wait,
Unless
I'm not
somebody is,
calling for his
throwing the
job.
ball into the stands. purposely, you can't call for anybody's job
Exactly.
after 4 games.
But that brought
I'm
up
not calling for
one
his
quick
job.
thing.
That's what you're like getting wrong. I'm not calling for the guy's job. I'm just saying it was an interesting thing. I wouldn't hate to see it just because right now he's a temporary solution, just something we're throwing out there. That's exactly what Talkman would be. The whole reason Bruce was here in the first place was to be a power bat off the bench.
Yep.
So-
And it's like we have
That's
It's
what
not like we're
Detroit
losing
would have been
anything.
too, yeah.
the crazy thing is like they're all fucking lefties. Like we have one lefty in the lineup, so we're pushing him to the 3-hole. And then we have Jay Bruce, Talkman, Wade, Dietrich, Gardner. Our entire and Ford. Every single one of them is a lefty.
So do we pull?
So we're just deciding between the lefty to throw into the lineup.
Do we pull a Rays and do a lefty only?
No, because they all
Remember when
suck.
they do that shit?
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
If you want to play your thing, not really breaking news,
I
but
don't
it's
have
kind
the
of funny.
soundboard open, but
Fans just tossed a full garbage can on the field at Angel Stadium to taunt the Astros mid-game.
Nice. Love that. Love that.
It's impressive.
That's
it's really
huge.
impressive.
you know what? I think the Angels. Aside from that, this on top of it, but Angels might be like my side team. Them and the White Sox. I liked.
Ew,
I
get
always
the
liked.
fuck away
I liked
from
the White Sox.
White
before.
Sox.
I
I mean,
like-
they're our biggest comp right now, no?
Exactly. Why do you?
well, until the fuck. I mean, I'm not gonna root for them against us, but I'm just saying. I can like other teams.
No. You have a team that you.
I'm
the
rooting
way
for,
that
I'm
this
root-
works.
with Otani and Trout. I'm rooting for the Angels to make the playoffs. For the first
How
time
could
in a
you be an
long time.
Otani fan after he robbed one of
Fuck
our own?
Ohtani. I fucking hate Ohtani.
I'm just saying, Otani's been looking good, and I want Trout to make the playoffs. Sorry, but back to the Yankees. One thing that I did want to bring up before we move on from Stanton, we want to talk about some pitching after this, but something I wanted to bring up about Stanton that I was a little bit juiced about, as Chandler would say, is Boone said, and I yelled at you about this.
He phrased
Chandler.
it wrong.
Me and Chandler had a little bit of a spat
Phrased it
about
wrong.
this.
He phrased it wrong.
Me? No. He phrased
we
it
have a
wrong.
spat
Boone,
about?
Boone, not a spat between me and you, but it was a spat between me and Boone because he obviously misspoke.
Yeah.
But what he did say was, because Stanton got the off day on Game 3. So he said Stanton's obviously not going to play 5 games in a row. Okay, naturally, he didn't play 5 games in a row. He actually played 2 games in a row, and actually there was a built-in off day between the 2 of those games because there was opening day off, and then second game, and then you get the day off after that. So you're really playing every other day, to which I can do that because I'm out of shape. I Peloton once in a while, but I'm not in game shape, but I also can DH, mind you. He's a DH. So I'm just curious why he needs an off day like that as a DH.
He does.
I read a
listen,
thing.
I'm a big time Stanton supporter. But come on, and that's not on him. That's on the people pulling the strings saying, "Hey, he needs an off day." I get it. We want him in the playoffs, but also
No.
come on now.
All it
From
meant was
my understanding,
Stanton
I
is
read
not
an-
hitting well. Stanton is over, so we're going to give
It's a
him an
reset.
off day
It's a reset button.
and build it in as a scheduled off day. But really, he's hitting like shit. So how about we give him a day to collect himself?
Yeah.
And then let's see what he comes back with. That's all that was. Boone
I
said
read
it like
it
a jerk
too.
off.
Somebody was talking about it. I think it was like Jack Curry or somebody, but they were like, yeah, that's to clarify on that. This isn't a set in stone every 5 days he's going to be
Yeah.
off. It was like, we're going to work it at the beginning of the season, maybe it'll be every 5th, maybe it'll be every 7th, and then kind of work him into the everyday role. He hasn't played a full season in 2 years. We're just going to take it easy with him at the beginning, kind of like an extended spring training, and then go from there, build him up.
And I
Just
genuinely
longer
don't
than
even
normal.
think it's that. I genuinely think it was he's not doing well, so we're gonna
mean-
give a reason to call it an
Yeah,
off day.
I mean, before today's game, he was the only person in the Yankees without a hit.
yeah.
And
Aaron
it's a
Hicks
big
is
time
on the
reset
Yankees.
button.
you know what? When you think, I mean, here's the thing. Yesterday, we were all shitting on this decision. We were all like, "Oh, why is he in a day off? He needs his reps, yada yada yada." Comes back today and hits a fucking
It's a
dinger.
fucking grand slam.
It worked.
471 home run.
It worked.
And we're the guys talking about it and trying to figure out what decisions are there to make. And maybe that was the right decision.
Yeah, does it hurt?
It looks like that maybe the right
If
decision.
we win
We don't know.
7-0 today,
Hindsight's 2020.
and he hit a fucking 500,000-foot grand slam,
It almost
Yeah.
hit us
Are we
in the
mad?
fucking batter's eye.
So, maybe these little reset buttons are not the worst thing in the world, and I don't think that we should think too deeply into it. I think
agree.
Initially we were like, all right, like why is because we have PTSD as Yankees fans. So
Yeah.
why is he not playing? What's
That's
going
what we're
on?
more worried about.
Yeah. So as
Yeah.
long as he's okay, okay, reset button, great,
Exactly.
fine, whatever. Come back and be refreshed and see the ball better and come back and produce for your team the next game. That's completely fine. But as long as
as long as you're not hurt.
yeah, as long as you're not hurt and as long as you're communicating that with us, I'm cool with it.
We're so stressed out that in the 9th inning, when Chapman comes in to pitch today, we're standing out in the outfield, and Clint Frazier moves to right, and Talkman comes into left, strictly for the reason to get Mike Talkman some innings and let Judge sit down. Fucking Rella looks at us, and he's like, Judge is out, Judge is hurt.
I mean,
he's-
am I
he's fucking
wrong
hurt.
for me feeling
No,
like
that's
that,
how
though?
traumatized we
Dude,
are.
did you
are.
see Gary eat shit in the dugout?
Yeah, oh, and
Trying to-
Rella said, he stood up, and Rella was like, oh my God, I fucking love him. He's not hurt.
I thought he
that's,
died.
That's what we
like,
base things off of now.
No,
I
would-
If you're not
legitimately
hurt,
thought-
we love you. If you didn't just get an injury from doing a simple baseball move, you are the man. Like
No, I
we
saw
owe
it.
you forever.
You know what? I said, let's go, Gary. Like, you made that play. You're making the effort at least.
and he didn't even make the
And
play.
no, he didn't.
No, it was
make-
an error.
He didn't
It
make
was-
the play. I wouldn't consider that an error.
it was scored an error.
I don't give a
It was-
shit about scoring or an error. I saw the
Well,
play.
I'm just telling
Dude,
you.
he was up on. He was in the dugout. He was in the first base line.
How was that
That's
scored
not-
an error on a
that's
foul
not an
ball?
error.
Yeah, right.
It hit him in the face. He slipped.
Yeah, but he was all
Yeah,
the
but
way.
that's not an error.
He's
It's
all the
not
way
a
up
play.
the line. Regardless.
Have you watched it on TV?
No, I saw it in
No,
real
but
life.
I mean, how is that called an error if it's not in play?
You can have an error on a foul. He dropped a pop up.
A foul ball.
He
pop
was
up.
down the first
It's
base
still a
line.
pop-up.
Regardless of what
That's
it,
news to me,
regardless of what it
honestly.
was, he tried, and I was like,
He
I was
tried.
loving the effort, and that's all. That's what I liked out of Gary. I mean, according to the fans, he's notoriously a lazy player. I've called him lazy a few times.
And that's what I'm trying to say. He's not lazy. He's overweight. He's not lazy. He's just like slow.
Well, he got there.
Speaking. Oh, never mind. Completely disregard.
So
I will.
we kind of got off track. So let's talk about the next topic. I got a good topic for us.
Please
Taylor, you ready for
share.
this?
I'm fucking absolutely dying for it.
Are you juiced for it?
I am shaking in my boots.
So, it's actually a pretty interesting topic. We're going to switch gears here to pitching. So, buckle up for that.
I got.
Consider me strapped in.
Huh?
Do I have to eat some words?
You're about to, yeah. So, Kev, before the season and throughout his life, has shit on Johnny Loizaga, and he's not alone. I'm going to be honest.
Time and time again, I have.
You're not alone.
I'll wear it.
You're not alone. I'll wear it on the chin, too.
I've been a
What-
supporter from him from day one. Just want to throw it out.
Same.
there.
I would like to
Tapes.
join that bandwagon.
Tapes.
Listen.
Nobody asked you to.
Just
I'm
let
still
me-
setting up the scene. Hold on. Nobody asked you to. So it's not just about him too. There's another person that has not been mentioned yet.
The Kingman.
Okay, well you just spoiler alert. But yes, it's Mike King.
You don't get all the glory. Let somebody else.
Mike King
fucking
and Johnny
roll one
Loizaga.
out
I was
there.
gonna set the scene for you guys. This is horrible radio.
So I would just like to speak my piece on Johnny Lasagna.
Can I set the scene?
We're gonna set the scene on they pitched back-to-back games. They pitched fucking good. And I
Paint me a
said that-
picture.
I
Paint
said
me a
that
picture,
fucking-
Rella.
I said Loizaga was gonna be bad, and he's good. Okay.
What are their roles going forward? Because let me read some stats out for you. So Mike
I don't.
King.
Can I go without the stats and tell you the
Chandler,
role?
Shut the fuck up for a second. Mike King.
I'm gonna.
Don't
Wait.
shut up, Chandler.
Mike King went 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, 0 runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks in relief. That was the other day on Domingo's debacle of a day,
Still
and
lost.
still lost. But that doesn't matter. That's a nice
Not his
night.
fault.
That is awesome. That is a very
Phenomenal.
that's awesome, and that's what you want.
Retired 16 straight.
Player. Huh?
He retired 16 straight.
Unbelievable. So that, along with, I don't have stats for Loizaga, but I mean, his stuff looked damn
Loaisiga's
good.
stats were good.
Unless I was told otherwise. Do you guys have stats for Loaisiga? Because
No, his stats were good.
on his line, because he doesn't do. I mean, King went 6 innings straight, but Loaisiga goes on again, off again. So I don't have specific stats like that for him. But I mean, he didn't look like he was walking as much from the eye test. I could be so wrong, but we've always talked about this before. Loaisiga has the stuff.
And I've even said that.
And you have said that too. But that's obvious. That's why. Like,
Nobody in their right mind is going to say
nobody's going to say Loaisiga does not have
Yeah.
the stuff. It's just he's always been so wild and he never can figure it out.
Yes.
So and he seems like he's figuring
All
it
right.
out.
We're 4 games into the season. He came in on
Is that not a
opening
good
day.
thing though?
It's a great thing, and I'm rooting for the guy. Obviously, he's wearing pinstripes, right? So I root for him. He came in on opening day, and I went to opening day with my girlfriend, and we were sitting there,
Hey,
and
congrats on the sex.
and it said Jonathan Loaisiga is now coming into pitch, and I looked at her, and she was like, "Why do you
Why are
look
you
so
saying
upset?"
that?
And I said, "Because Jonathan Loaisiga is coming into pitch." She was like, "What's wrong with him?" And I said, "Oh, the only thing wrong with him is that he's fucking bad at baseball." Then he pitched good. And then he came in the next day and he pitched good.
I
He
think
pitched great twice.
I think it's actually sustainable. I mean, he's got good stuff, and I was listening to Boone talk about it. His whole thing to Loaisiga, and he carried it from spring training over into the regular season, was just, you know what? Just throw strikes. If they hit the fuck out of you, let it be. But throw a goddamn strike. If you throw strikes, good things will happen.
Yep.
And so far, it's paying off. He's not trying to, dot the corners and do anything crazy. He's letting his stuff play. And if he can put together a string of outings like this, I don't think there's any reason that he can't be a high leverage reliever on this
what
team.
is somebody who's going to put on these earphones and put himself on a podcast if he can't admit that he was wrong?
Who?
Me.
Yeah.
I was fucking wrong, and I hope I'm fucking wrong.
I do that all the time.
But-
I'm wrong frequently.
But what I'm saying is,
We're all wrong.
my
all the
whole
time.
point about Loaisiga was if you can have that good of stuff and locate, you'll be dominant. But I just could never see him throwing consistently in the zone and then actually putting away people. Usually what he does is throw ball 1, ball 2, ball 3, fastball down the dick, home run. Ball 1, ball 2, ball 3, ball 4, fastball down the dick, home run.
His biggest problem.
And
was
that's why I fucking hate him.
Walking. He had the stuff to strike.
Right,
people out,
and when
he
you
never has.
when you have the stuff to strike people out, if you could locate here and
put it on
there
the
with
plate.
your off speed, then you're dominant. But he
He's
can
also
never fucking
young.
do it.
How old is he?
26.
He's young.
Damon Romeo. Everybody.
He's young. He's young.
That's the thing. Like,
Is he actually 26?
Yeah.
Why do you know that?
I know things, random things.
I drink and I know things.
I just have random thoughts in my head all the time. I don't know. But
He's
anyway,
actually 26?
Just the
Yes, he's
I'm like
26.
Just the-
98%.
Jonathan Loaisiga Rain Man.
Yeah,
over
what?
there.
I didn't know you were this big of a Johnny Lasagna
I've been
guy.
big on him for a while, but that's not the reason why I know his age. I just think I remember that for some reason. But someone fact check me. I don't know.
I'm fact checking you. Don't worry.
All right, I really hope I'm right. 'Cause it's really cool.
He is 26 on the money.
Stay hot, Damon.
How about that, huh? Math pod.
Wow.
But
I think we just end it there.
That's not math.
but I don't know.
Can you grab me a beer?
No.
Cool.
He's in a second.
Chandler, how about you?
Yeah. You got about 12 hours to come down and get it.
Ship it from South Carolina.
No, I'm not shipping it. You can drive down and get it.
What
I'll
were
be
you
waiting
saying,
at the
Damon?
door with open arms.
I was just saying he's always had the stuff that we talked about, and I've always had some sort of confidence in him. I've always liked him as a pitcher, but his you are the worst. This is terrible radio, but his what?
Go ahead.
You're distracting me as we're talking.
Yeah, well,
I was just saying that his accuracy is all over the place sometimes. That's kind of what sets him apart, and that's why he's not as consistent as
yeah, he
hopes
can't
to
he
be.
can't find the zone for shit.
Yeah.
He's got the stuff. We said that before multiple times. Dude, that changeup. Gross.
Dude, he's fucking good at.
He's got some gross pitches, and that's why I'm excited about him. And I
fucking hope so.
and
He's
I
just
have-
a fucking
No,
loser.
I've been one.
He comes in Game 5 of the fucking playoffs. What do you want me to be fucking happy?
I've said it. I've said it before too. I'm with you. Am I feeling great when he comes in? And I feel like he's used so often.
And that's why I throw up so often.
Because he's that starter turned reliever guy. So he's basically what I said
So
last
our
episode.
entire bullpen.
He's basically
Yeah,
what I
everybody.
said. He's what I said last episode about what they wanted Chad Green to be, and now Chad Green just cemented himself into be that like setup or seventh inning guy with whoever's injured. But whatever it may be, Chad Green turned into a 1 inning guy, and now
It's so
Loizaga
subtle.
is now that long reliever guy, which Chad Green used to be. But when's the last time you saw Chad Green go more than 1 inning? You haven't. So
yes, he did
Yes,
it the other
he
day.
does.
Literally his very first outing of the season. He
You,
went.
Yeah.
more
you
than
can't
1 inning.
count the one where he goes 1 out and then he finishes. the
Yes, I
Actually, one
can.
pitch.
Is that
Actually,
No,
one
well?
I mean
ask
2
me
full
how
innings.
many.
I don't mean when he gets 1 out in the end of the fucking
I mean,
third.
it's just
and then
really
he goes
subtle.
he finishes out the 4th. That's not what I mean. I mean he used to go 2 full innings, like 6 outs.
We
That's what
don't.
I'm
We
saying.
talked about this last episode. We don't need him to do that
I
right
get
now.
it,
So
and
why?
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's what Loizaga is becoming now because there's a vacancy in that area, and they use Loizaga to do that all the time. And I think it's him and it's Mike King. So that's why it's good that we looped them
is
together
huge.
because Mike
Side
King,
note.
who is doing this and he's doing it good, 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, 3 Ks in relief, 1 walk, 0 runs. How you doing is what Mike King is about right now. And Mike King, maybe you don't have a spot in the starting rotation, which you sure as fuck do not, but you may have a spot on this roster as a relief guy who can go like the old Chad Green. And that's, I think, maybe where Mike King lies and maybe where Loizaga lies. Loizaga, honestly, may have more of a shot to be a reliever guy if he could figure out the relief thing, the control thing. Mike King may be that new Chad Green if he can figure this.
But I mean, how big is it?
I don't want to overreact to this, but if he can continue something similar
But
to this,
how big is
very
it if
useful to
Michael
have
King
have
and
length.
Johnny Loizaga can both do that long relief? Because then it's our starters only need to go 5. Because
it's pretty
that's
damn
what
good to have 2 of
that's
them.
what the Yankees have prided themselves on. Like
I saw
our
somebody on
bullpen is
Twitter.
5 innings, and then the bullpen will come in and take care of it.
I saw somebody on Twitter called Loizaga. I'm quoting them here. Tommy Tight Pants 2.0. Like Tommy Canley 2.0 made me laugh.
No, God, no.
Is that?
God,
Yeah,
no, do not call him
I saw it
Canely.
on Twitter. It made me laugh.
Because Canely figures it out.
I mean, I disagree. It was just he threw a nasty changeup, and somebody was like, "Holy shit, is this Tommy
Is this
Canley
Canely?"
reincarnated?" It's like, not quite, but I'd like the enthusiasm.
But I mean, it'd be huge if Michael King and Johnny Loizaga could both go from the 5th to the 7th. Then we bring in Darren all day,
All day.
and then Zach Britton comes back from injury, and then we have Mr. Chad Green also, and then we have Chapman. I mean, we're in a great spot. Our pitching has also been absolutely
Unbelievable.
phenomenal.
I don't know what's going on with that. Why,
Who would have thought that Domingo would be the worst one? And with
All
this
of them.
is with King, Loizaga, Sessa,
You know how
all them.
huge
That
that is?
Domingo would be our worst
That's
one.
fucking huge, though. That's good.
Chandler, talk to me
Because-
about Sessa.
Because how bad could have Domingo looked? I mean,
I
he gave
can't
up 2
talk
home
about
runs.
Sessa. I'll get
Chandler, talk to me
arrested, but
about-
I
talk-
hate
Talk to
that
me about
motherfucker.
Sessa, Chandler.
That's his Loizaga for me.
Yeah.
I just don't have. I have nothing good to say about him. Like if you don't, I hate that motherfucker with every bit of fiber of my being. But
You know-
you know what? He pitched well today.
Did he? Because when he hopped on the bump, I was obviously at the game, so I didn't see the numbers or anything like that. But when he was on the bump, that was when I looked up at Kev and said, "Hey, if you guys are down to go, I'm okay to leave."
Yeah, he was good. He was good to go.
It
And
was
then I said, I bet you
7-0.
Chapman's coming
If
in
it was,
next
it
inning.
was 7-0 and Sessa was on the bump. I was like, okay, it could be time to go. I'm not one to leave games early, but if Sessa's in the bump, I'm okay.
Yeah, because
Honestly,
it's just
you know,
locked down.
that's how much I don't really like Sessa that much because, first game back at Yankee Stadium too, I was down to leave early.
Honestly,
it was a little nippy.
Sessa is the pitcher that we're either down bad with no chance of coming back, or
It's plus or
up
minus
big
7
with no
runs.
chance of losing.
It's plus or minus.
No,
7
you do
runs.
have a chance of losing when he comes in. That's the
You
thing.
do.
It doesn't.
You do.
It does not
Right.
matter what the score is.
So
It could be
it's technically a
14
safe
nothing,
situation.
and you put
Right.
that piece of shit in at 14 nothing. Guaranteed, he leaves 14-11 with the bases loaded.
You're right. You're right.
So Chandler, it was a save situation tonight.
For him.
I mean, it
A
should have been.
theoretical safe situation.
I fully expected it. I was watching on my phone. I turned it off when I saw Sessa. I don't want to watch that. And I was busy. I was like, I'm not gonna like slack off of my other shit so I can watch this bum. And I fully expected when I tuned back in to Chapman in a 7-6 game.
But he didn't. He didn't.
No, he didn't. He did great today, to his credit. Do I think he's ever going to do that again? No. Every time he's on the mound, I think he's going to give up a home run every pitch.
When he's on the mound, the game usually doesn't matter. But we'd be wrong to not talk about Kluber's start. And all I'll say about Kluber is,
look at you.
Everybody said that Kluber. I was kind of pissed off because I was listening to the game and David Coney's talking about Kluber's control looks better than it did in spring training. I thought that was absolutely false. He had 2 innings where he couldn't locate a fastball. But the thing about Kluber, he's a fucking dog, and he worked out of it. Kluber got himself out of sticky situations. He pitched himself into them, but he worked himself out. And Domingo lets up two homers. But other than Domingo's 2 homers and Kluber's bad inning, how fucking good does our pitching look?
I mean,
Kluber did great. Kluber showed his big brass fucking 3 Cy Young nuts out there.
Kluber as well, but Gumby's pitching line was 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 7 Ks. So
Gumby.
So him along with Kluber, I was happy with Kluber as long as Kluber did what he did right there to keep the game close. He gave up 2 runs, I think it was, and he didn't get hurt. I mean, first game back off injury. A lot of people
2 years.
So in 2 years,
26 innings pitched in the last 2 years.
Some people, one of my friend's brothers, he commented on some post I saw on Twitter, and he was saying something about how do you have Kluber be the 2 and this and that, and it's like, dude, give the guy a fucking break. He didn't even pitch bad. Number one, he didn't. I mean, he
great.
And he didn't say anything about this about Domingo, which is even worse. So this guy is just no merit whatsoever going on with his points. But it's just this guy has not pitched in 2 years, and he pitched not even adequately. I was happy with what he did Kluber wise, and I think he can build on that. And that's just the first of many, and hopefully the first of many because he's coming off injuries, and I hope he continues to not be hurt. So hopefully the first of many, and this is a building situation. But in terms of Montgomery, I know we're going on all of these pitchers right now. Kid dealt tonight, and he's one of the only pitchers on this team that has kind of pitched last year. There's Garrett Cole and there's him, kind of.
Not kinda.
No, it's Garrett Cole and then it's him for starting pitchers, and he's also coming off of his Tommy John, but it's an extra year removed. So he had that kind of rehab year, but it was during a half year. So whatever happened with that, but this might be a coming out party for Montgomery. I mean, this is a good first start for sure. I'm not going to overreact to that, but I hope he continues it. And if he's a middle of the pack guy and he's doing things like that, it's a pretty scary team we got.
How about a huge shout out to the 34-year-old Mr. Lucas Lester Lute, whatever the fuck his name is.
He's 34.
I mean, first strikeout since 2015. Good for you. That's
Licky?
Fucking cool.
Licky?
Yeah, Licky, that's his thing. Yeah.
So J Hap.
Don't call him.
Relax. Don't insult the guy. He came out there. He's a good story. Don't ruin his career already.
I will cancel.
Are you telling me he doesn't look like J Hap?
I don't want to believe it.
J-Hap.
So speaking of lookalikes, he looks like J Hap, and I don't know if this is accurate to you guys, but when I saw Kluber in his second game pitching, I looked at him, and there was one camera angle that he was turned towards the other side, and he looked like Murr from Impractical Jokers. And I can't unsee it now, and I posted that. A lot of people liked it, so I think I'm not alone, but I was wondering your guys' take on that.
Valid.
Yeah.
Valid?
Yeah.
Okay. So I get the go ahead to make a pick stitch?
I mean, you already did, so.
No, I didn't. I posted it. It was a thread. It was a thread, but now I'll post a pick stitch.
Go for it.
So Damon, what about our starting pitching?
Good morning, Damon.
What do you mean?
What about
I
our
saw
I mean?
Damon napping over there.
What do we say?
For those
about our
wondering
starting
what I
pitching?
mean, go back to 30 minutes in this YouTube video or podcast, and you can see there was a vacant spot in slot 2.
What do we say about our
So
pitching?
what do I mean?
Not
is
today.
Not today.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. What do we think though? Like, I mean, my analysis is Cole obviously, and then we got Kluber did well enough for me. Then we got Domingo, 2 home runs, not great, but I'm sure he'll be better. Montgomery looked fucking great tonight. We got Tyone tomorrow.
Cole. And then Tyone.
Cole, then
Tyone
Tyone. Oh, that's even better. So we're gonna
Yeah,
see
very,
They
very cool
did the
stuff.
Skipperoo thing.
I mean, here's the thing: 3 out of 4 people have been great so far, and I think Domingo can turn it on.
Yeah.
So it's all great signs pointing to a successful rotation. And if Tyone can come out and actually do well too, then like that's like the extra cherry on top if he can also be a viable starter in this rotation.
Exactly.
You know, like
And imagine our problem
everyone's
is
just
hitting.
done so well.
Imagine
When
our
I'm going
problem is
into
hitting.
when I'm going into the game for the season, and I'm more worried about the lineup than Jordan Montgomery, our
Huge.
pitching's doing pretty well. And I'm not even worried about the lineup. I'm just saying.
I know exactly, but I'm saying
That's
like,
a testament to our pitching, not
That is
a
kinda
shitting
crazy
on the
that I'm
hitting.
thinking about that
but
right
I'm saying like look at the Yankees through 4 games. We're what 2-2, and the problem has been
Roughly.
our hitting with runners in scoring position and our ability to get the bats woken up. If we're worried about hitting through 4 games of the season, that is a beautiful sign for us.
Yeah.
Because what do they always do to start the season? We do April slow, we do May full throttle, we do June full throttle, hit a little slump in July, and then August through September, we're like, oh my God, this is the best hitting team ever.
Yeah, I mean we're historically just not.
We're slow starters.
Yeah, we're slow stars.
The Mets are
It's
fast
cold in New
starters
York.
and then run into a fucking brick wall.
Speaking of which, did you see how those
They blew
Cook
it.
lost
They
now.
blew
today?
it. It's
It
great.
was so funny. What a
It's
bunch
great.
of
How
fucking
did that end up
idiots.
happening?
Error. Bases loaded. Just tailor-made double play. Threw it into the fucking net.
Bobby Vanilla.
No way.
Yep, it was awesome.
What
Really,
was
really
the
great
score? What
play.
was the score at that point?
2-2.
Oh my.
Oh, what fucking jokes. DeGrom's leaving.
That poor bastard, man.
If I'm DeGrom, I'd
Dude,
probably
DeGrom
just
had a
like,
good game too. He had 6 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts.
What else is new?
this fucking poor
Like,
guy.
this poor guy just.
Dude,
Dude, if
seen
I was
the stat?
DeGrom, I would
Oh my
retire.
Have you seen
Wait,
this stat?
did the Dodgers lose that game that Bauer's throwing no hitter into the 6th too?
No,
They
they were
won
up
that game?
10. They were up 10-0, but he
Oh,
did give up 4, which is funny.
Oh,
wait,
Bauer
hold on.
gave up the 4,
You know,
right?
wait, yeah. You
Bauer
know,
put
you
up
know,
like a 3 spot after he broke the no hitter. That's what it was.
I
They didn't
turned the
lose, though.
game on when it was a no hitter, and the second I turned it on, he gave up a hit, a home run, and then another home run, and then another home run, and I was like, I have done my job here.
Good, fuck him.
I've done my job here. But on top of that, with the Mets thing, I mean, happy about that. That's fun. You know what? I'm not happy about that. I low key is that weird that I want the Mets to do well.
I
I think
was
it'd be
like
fun.
that.
A Subway Series would be
I would
fun.
love
but
a Subway Series World Series.
Oh, I
I
was
want
all I
either a Subway Series or 0-162, no in between.
Yeah, because like
for them.
Yeah.
genuinely, like everybody always says, "Oh, I'm a Mets fan, but I root for the Yankees when they're good," and I
That's
was
not
like
true.
that. But then I met Mern, our friend
hate
Mern
Mern.
Bazone. He's like a big Mets fan,
I hate him.
and he's the worst kind of Mets fan. That just like has to dig at the Yankees. Like I literally like I'm like, "Yo, the Mets look good this year," and he's like, "Yeah, but the Yankees fucking suck." So like it's those kind of people that make me root for the Yankees even harder than the Mets. Like I would root for the Mets. I would cheer them on. But fuck that guy. I think we've said all there needs to be said.
Fuck the Mets. I do hope for a Subway Series World Series, but I don't think it's happening. They did play 1 game, so who knows?
I mean, it's a long
Long season. They'll be
I
fine.
would really love that though. Imagine
I mean,
the
of course
city.
we'd love that,
the
but,
city
like-
would be on fire
Oh my
in a good
God.
way, not in the way it's.
And that happened last in what 2000. Imagine 2021 with social
been.
media and
I'm
everything.
literally wearing the shirt today.
Yeah, I mean
2000. Yeah, like
Did
2000.
you buy that from the Ice in my
It's very
pinstripes guy?
uncommon.
Yeah.
Probable.
Ad.
That guy's fucking sweet. I like
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
guy.
a lot would need to happen.
Ad.
Yeah.
At
All
ice,
right,
at ice
so-
and pinstripes.
So we did the damn thing.
Yeah, it's pretty late. It's 1:08. So, if you're listening to this in the morning when you got a fresh cup of coffee in you, don't be judging us because we're a little bit drunk and a little bit tired.
Speak for yourself.
Are you not?
No, I'm definitely beat up.
Okay. So, going forward, it just may be like this. So, if you don't like this, maybe unsubscribe, but don't do that. This is going to be kind of how it is. We do it after the podcast.
advertising.
After the, yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, if this is bad, just never give us another chance.
No, but if you did like it and you made it this far, clearly you liked it if you made it this far. Definitely give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. We really appreciate that. That makes us make a lot more episodes. Puts us, algorithm, what that is. So it puts us at the top, makes us make more episodes. If you are into that kind of thing, that really helps us out. And if you wanted to do the audio only, we're on podcast apps, anywhere you find us. If you want the video only or video plus audio, that's how it goes. We are also on YouTube, so go on the Bronx Pinstripes YouTube page and subscribe there. That is where you get to see Chandler's beautiful face and his Raven hat. I don't know what the fuck that is about.
It's a golf course. Yeah, I play golf.
Subtle flex, but
yeah, my bad.
We are all on YouTube. We're doing these every Tuesdays and Fridays for the podcast during the week. We also do series previews. We forgot to do a series preview for the Orioles because, that's an easily forgettable thing. We have a friend who's an Orioles fan, and we always ask him, why are you an Orioles fan? He's like, somebody's got to be. So we figured we can omit that episode, and then we can catch him down the road. But, we'll get you back with him once in a while. But the series preview is going to come out for every series, i.e. previewing them. And, yeah, Tuesdays and Fridays from here on out.
Bring it home.
I was giving a little plug.
Hey, these are the 161 boys, and thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you next time.